Hello, this is TJR. I have to say that I had no plans to talk about this movie until I actually saw it. And I'm talking about the new Disney Plus original movie entitled Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers, a movie based on a late 80s, early 90s kids' TV show that I never watched. And after walking out, I'm just kind of like, holy. I mean, I walked into this movie knowing what I was going to see. I knew it was going to be this fourth wall breaking film with a whole lot of meta commentary on the animation industry, animation styles, and Hollywood. But I didn't expect to be like this. Who Framed Roger Rabbit takes place in a world where animated cartoon characters are living, breathing entities who live side by side and interact with humans. And in the same way that some of us work in the movie industry and the rest of us don't, some toons work in the cartoon industry, but more of them just work regular jobs alongside the rest of us. So the film takes place decades after the cancellation of their TV series. It's about the real Chip and Dale and not the characters they played in the late 80s, early 90s TV show. Chip no longer works in Hollywood. He sells insurance. Dale goes on the convention nostalgia circuit and is desperate to be a star again. And their chipmunk voices were just an acting choice for their characters. Now, I don't know how long ago you last saw Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but the film does have this very subtle, dark context of cartoon characters being treated as second-class citizens because they were innocent and because they were easy to take advantage of. But it was subtle and it was only touched on. Rescue Rangers is not subtle about its darker context, which, spoilers, deals with the human trafficking of cartoon characters. And every time I think back on this film, I still find myself having trouble wrapping my brain around it and feeling a little bit weirded out by the whole concept, which is not to say that I didn't find it entertaining, because I really enjoyed it. It's very funny. It's very clever. It still manages to have its lighter family movie tone, and at the same time having this darker undertone running throughout the runtime of the film. Just like with Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Disney cleared licenses to use other trademark characters, so this film is filled with cameos by other studio properties. Unlike the recent Space Jam 2, which just throws in pandering fan service cameos left and right at you, the cameos in Rescue Rangers either serve a purpose for the story or as a setup for a gag. And a lot of these cameos are very, if you blink, you'll miss them. They are very funny. And one of my favorite ones of these that had me laughing out loud involved a certain 90s character created by Mike Judge. Getting back to this film, though, there is just something about its tone that makes it look like it was made illegally outside of Disney's control while still adhering to modern Disney family film tropes. And the reason I feel this way is because even though I walked into the film knowing there was going to be this human trafficking analogy, I was not expecting for the Disney Corporation to take one of its most beloved Golden Age animated characters from one of their most beloved animated films and basically throw this character under the bus by making said character the mastermind behind the cartoon trafficking ring.
Say what?
In Roger Rabbit, there's the big reveal that the movie's primary villain, Judge Doom, who is trying to restrict the rights of toons and also partaking in toon executions, was a toon himself. But he was also a character that was original to the film. Imagine if the reveal in Who Framed Roger Rabbit was that Judge Doom was actually Mickey Mouse, and you might be able to understand what I'm talking about here. Spoilers. The villain in Rescue Rangers is none other than Peter Pan. And every time this adult, disheveled version of the Disney character appeared on camera, I just felt weirded out by what I was seeing. Not because I think doing this was a bad idea or that it was dishonoring the legacy of J.M. Barrie, But because the Disney company is so protective of the images of their legacy characters, and they keep a tight control over how they are represented in any media, marketing, or merchandise. Once again, I don't personally dislike this decision, but it's hard to wrap my brain around the idea that the higher ups at the Disney Corporation would knowingly allow this to be done to one of their most beloved characters. It's like they decided to make a film where the big reveal is that Snow White is running a prostitution ring. There were so many moments in this film where I found myself basically beside myself. And this reveal was definitely one of them. I mean, what's next? Are we going to see the older, disheveled, cartoon trafficking Peter Pan as a character at the Disney parks soon? I mean, it's funny, it's subversive, and it's creepy all at the same time. Personally, I've always really hated these theatrical classic cartoon reboots that movie studios come out with. They all follow the same format, do an ugly CGI version of the character, and put them in a completely live action setting for no real good reason, other than it's probably too expensive to just make a fully animated film. And we want to have some name stars in the picture and we want you to see them. And this film looks like it hates those kinds of films too. It's very much a middle finger in the face to those kinds of movies. Again, this film is funny, it's clever, it's unexpectedly subversive. I walked into it knowing what I was going to see, and I was still shocked and surprised by what I saw. But let me know what you thought. Am I onto something or am I just on something? I'll be curious to read your comments. Everybody, thank you for watching. And if you like what I do here, be sure to click like, click subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon so you never miss a video. A big thank you to my patron supporters who help me make more videos. If you'd like to be a patron supporter, please go to patreon.com/TJR, the original. Everybody, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.